What is up guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Mike and this is my kitchen. Today we're going to be preparing a delicious beef Wellington. We're going to start off with about 1.2 kilograms of roasting meat. It's a beef fillet that's been prepared for butchering with butcher's twine, etc. just for roasting, but I'm just going to remove the twine and then we're going to roll it in some rock salt to get it a bit dehydrated. You can coat the salt nice and thickly on there as it's going to absorb most of the moisture, and when you're done you can just rub off most of the thick salt layer. Just going to go ahead, add some black pepper as well. Going to put some oil in we're just going to go ahead and put some olive oil in a pan, get it nice and hot in the meanwhile. You can hear the beautiful sizzle from the hot oil. And there we go, you've got that nice brown toasted color all the way around. We just sealed the steak nicely, so when you cook it, it does have some semblance of firmness to it. Just going to go ahead, cut up our brown mushrooms. They are going to go inside a blender or food processor. We're just going to add some salt and pepper to get it into a nice thick paste. There you can see it's nice and finely chopped up. There's an extremely high amount of moisture inside the mushrooms, so we're just going to throw them inside a pan and get most of the moisture out. With our mushrooms to the side, we're just going to move on to the steak again. We're giving it a nice coating in some English mustard. I did mix in some honey with the mustard to give it a bit of sweetness, and it helps to add some extra flavor to the pastry we're going to be adding later as well. You can be generous with the mustard. It gives a nice strong flavor to the meat. Just going to use one roll of puff pastry. Going to toss some flour on top of it and just give it a nice roll out so we can make sure to wrap it around the meat properly. With that all done, we're going to start with some cling wrap. I'm going to pull out a generous sheet of cling wrap. It must be able to wrap around the mixture completely with the steak, pastry, everything. I keep calling it steak, it's a roast. We're going to start off by placing our pancetta, nicely thin cut slices, and flat down on top of the cling wrap. And now we're just going to remove all that moisture from our mushrooms, which we're going to be using to make a pate to spread over our pancetta. Make sure to spread it out nicely as it has to wrap around the beef properly. There we go, we're just going to place we added some more pancetta on top just for some extra flavor. We're just going to pull it all together and roll the beef inside it. And we're going to put it into the freezer now for about 20 minutes to set. There you can see it's nicely firm wrapped around. Back to our pastry. With our rolled out pastry, we're just going to be adding our beef after it's been in the freezer for about 20 minutes. I'm going to start folding in the sides. There is a correct way of doing it actually. I just prefer to do it this way. It's a lot easier, especially for people who've only starting to wrap pastry now. The pastry is a bit stretchy, which makes it very pliable around the beef. Now I'm just going to give this a generous egg wash. Got all the yolks extracted. I used about 2 egg yolks to cover the entire pastry. And then from there on, we're just going to move on to scoring it, getting those beautiful cut patterns on top for when it comes out of the oven. It's going to go into the oven now at 190 degrees for about 45 minutes. And there you can see the beautiful crispy coating on the outside, and you can just, in the next part, you can hear that beautiful crisp from the pastry. You can see the beautiful red color from the tender meat inside. And that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoyed the video, please drop a like, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.